cool. Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Devin here with Make Anything, and I've had a few requests to play around with 3D printing pens. So in the next few weeks, I'm going to be looking at a few of the different pens on the market, and today we're starting with the 3Doodler Create. So 3Doodler is the original 3D printing pen company. They made the very first printing pen many years ago, and this is their latest version, the 3Doodler Create. I personally have never used a 3D printing pen before, so this is going to be my very first experience. So if you're thinking about getting one, hopefully my first experience will help you guys out. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this thing up and see what's going on. So 3D printing pens are obviously not 3D printers, but it's kind of like taking the part of the 3D printer that melts the plastic and feeds it through the hot end, and instead of having that being controlled by a computer, it's being controlled by your hands. So luckily I think I've got pretty steady hands. Alright, so here it is. We've got the pen, we've got a cable to plug it in, and a few little tools for dealing with whatever maintenance is necessary. And then it also comes with some strands of filament to get started. So it's got a little tool for taking off the hot end. I think they sell different size nozzles. So this is the standard one that comes with it, of course. But if you want to print thicker lines, you can go ahead and get a different nozzle and just switch it up. We've also got a little screwdriver. I guess that's for taking this apart if something gets jammed or you need to work on that. And there's also this kind of just metal rod. I think you use this to kind of clean out the channel if there's some plastic that gets stuck in there. Let's go ahead and start with pink. Might as well use a color I'm not that big of a fan of while I'm still learning how to use this thing. So once you've got the pen plugged in, you just turn it on right here. There's two settings, low for PLA plastic and high for ABS or Flexi. And I'm using ABS, so I'm going to put it on high. A red light will come on to let you know the pen is heating up, and in about 60 seconds it'll turn blue to let you know it's ready. Then to feed the plastic through, you just press either the fast or slow button, depending on how fast you want to draw. The plastic will keep coming out until you press one of the buttons again. So for my first attempt, I'm going to try to trace out this Eiffel Tower, which comes in the back of the manual. You can draw on the paper itself, and there's actually a bunch of stencils like this online, so you can print out different designs. Right from the beginning, everything was pretty straightforward and simple. It probably helps that I've already used a 3D printer a whole bunch, so I know how the plastic behaves. Because the plastic wasn't sticking so well, I ended up just holding the piece down while I finished my sketch. I know PLA doesn't shrink as much as ABS, so using the PLA filament would probably stick better. So once I've got all these flat pieces doodled out, I can use the 3Doodler kind of like a hot glue gun to weld the parts together. All you have to do is place a small bead of plastic in the corners and hold everything in place for a few seconds until the plastic hardens. So here's my completed Eiffel Tower, and I want to say it took me about 2 hours from start to finish. Next, I decided to try doodling on some blue painter's tape, because that's what I use on my 3D printer to make things stick. So I doodled a quick guitar pick. The next thing I want to try is doodling over this glass, and I'm going to do that by applying some hairspray to the glass so hopefully it'll stick. So I just started drawing and I came up with this kind of geometric pattern. It's really nice being able to just make something without having to think about it too much or design the part on my computer. And of course you can also combine a bunch of different colors, which isn't so easy on most affordable 3D printers. After I'm happy with my design, I just wiggle it around until it shakes loose, and then it stands on its own. You can do this on just about any glass item, and it should work out really well. Next, I thought it would be really cool to combine parts made on my 3D printer with things that I doodle. And since the 3Doodler is really good at making more organic looking things, I decided to print some little pots, and then I would doodle some cacti on top of those. These were printed using timber fill from Filament 1, which is a really cool filament that is infused with wood, giving it a really nice natural feel and look. So now that I've got my pots, I can use my 3Doodler and draw a cactus. I wanted to try some real 3D doodling, and I found that building up a coil works really well. All it takes is a steady hand. Once I have my first part, I can just start drawing directly on that, and adding on more and more. Slowly but surely, my cactus started to take form. By this point, I had already doodled through all of the bright green filament, so I had to switch colors, but it ended up looking nice. Next, to add some blossoms to my cactus, I drew individual little flowers on my painter's tape. Then, just like with the Eiffel Tower, I used a little dot of plastic to attach the flowers to the cacti. And to finish it off, I used some yellow filament to put a little dot in the center of every flower. Alright, I've played with this for a while, and I gotta say, it's really addicting. By the time I finished this cactus, it was already dark and I couldn't film anymore, but I was having so much fun that I made another cactus. So now we got a family. It's pretty cool, huh? So let's go ahead and make one more, just to complete the family.
The process for this cactus is pretty much the same as my first one. I just made the coils a little thinner and longer. Also, when sticking the flowers on the cactus, I found myself wishing for more hands. So I used some of this Oohoo sticky putty to hold things in place. And that really helped. To create these little strands of grass, all you have to do is draw straight up at a constant pace, and then hold everything there for a couple seconds, and they'll stay in place. So there we go, the family is complete. And just like real plants, every single cactus you draw is going to be a little different, which is super cool. Oh, and one last thing. I was testing how well this plastic sticks to different materials, and I found it has a really cool effect on leather, where it seems to pull off some of the color on top. Now that's something I don't think many people have tried.
Alright friends, well there you have it. With just my first few hours with the 3Doodler Create, I've already made some really fun stuff. I'm really loving these little cacti. I also got a cool pot. You know what? You could even combine that. Boom. And we got the Eiffel Tower, of course. Little guitar pick. And this leather test. I feel like there's a lot of potential here. I'm gonna have to make a whole new video just for that. So now I hope you've got an idea of what the 3D printing pen can and can't do. It's kind of like the more artistic side of a 3D printer. You know, you've got a lot more finesse behind things. Even though I do a lot of two-dimensional doodling, I'll be honest, I was worried that this would be really unmanageable and difficult to draw in 3 dimensions. But surprisingly, it worked really well, and I've got all this stuff that I actually like, so that's super cool. Yeah, there it is, the 3Doodler Create. If you're interested, make sure to check out the link in the description. That'll take you to the product page. And make sure to subscribe because I've got more 3D printing pen reviews coming up, and I'm sure I'll be doing some more stuff with the 3Doodler as well. Alright friends, this has been Make Anything. I'm Devin. Stay inspired. Alright. Ooh, forgot those were cacti. Huh.